I've now completed another couple of rows. Each row you do adds one block. So if you think the first row was one block, second row was 2 blocks, third row was 3 blocks, fourth 4 blocks, 5, 6, and so on. So you can just continue to grow that way. I'm now going to turn this into a little square, and to do that, to shape the sides, instead of now growing it by working 6 chains, I'm now just going to turn my work, and what we need to do is slip stitch along into the top, first of all, of the 3 trebles that we've just worked. 1, 2, 3, and then do a 4th slip stitch into the 3 chain space. So we've got a flat edge. But now what we have to do is we have to work the row, and we work that in the same way that we would have done, that we did in the previous rows. So work 3 chains, 3 trebles, and let me drop that into the same space. 1, 2, 3. Join the block to the next one by slip stitching into the 3 chain space, and again work a block with 3 chains and 3 trebles. Join it to the next block and repeat. Until you get to that final corner, right. Okay, so we're now about to work the last block up here. Three trebles. Don't forget to do your counting to make sure you haven't made any mistakes before you finish this row. So I'm just checking that I've got 4 trebles in each block, and then again I join it with the slip stitch to the 3 chain space at the top there. Now I'm ready to go back again, and the same as we did down here, we slip stitch into the top of the 3 trebles, and then into the 3 chain space. And repeat what we did in the previous row. Now I'm shaping this into a little square, but if you want to do a rectangle, well, sorry, let me just go back and say, when you're doing a square, you're going to slip stitch at the end of each row. But if you're doing a rectangle, you would be doing a slip stitch at the end of one end of the row and increasing at the other until you get to the length that you want. But it's the same principle, the same method of just slip stitching along to start decreasing the size of the project. One more treble to do here. Slip stitch and join it to that group. Three trebles here. and we join it to the side there. So as you can see, we're now starting to shape it that way and across the top. So let's repeat. Slip stitch into the top chain of the 3 trebles just worked, then into the 3 chain space, work your row as you have done previously, 3 chains and 3 trebles, slip stitch to the 3 chain space to bring the group together, so again, as you were growing with one group, when you're increasing in size, when you're increasing the rows, you're once again going down by a group each time you work a decreasing row. Okay, so again slip stitch there. There's the shaping taking place. You can see we've now got to come along here and do 2. So slip stitch again into the top of the 3 trebles, into the 3 chain space, 1, 2, 3 chains, 3 trebles. Yep, and then slip stitch, 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch into the 3 chain space. We've now got just the corner to do. Now when you're doing corner to corner, there's no real back or front, wrong side or right side of these items, but we'll have a look in a sec. Just slip stitch that in to finish that off. There you go. And we have a little square. As I said before, you can grow along one side and shape it in another if you want a rectangle, but I've just created a square there and the principles are the same. So if we were to look at this now, as I've said, there is no real sort of right side or wrong side. The pattern pops up either side, whichever way you look at it. But yeah, very good, very effective, grows fast.